Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's been over a month since I've done a video. I've had some technical glitches, as they say. I made a video about 3 weeks ago, and when I downloaded it, everything was reversed, so all the record covers were backwards. So I found a way to reverse it, so I deleted that, reversed it, and then downloaded it again, and it all came upside down. So I got frustrated and I said, screw it, I'm not doing any videos, I'm done with this shit. And then we went away for a couple of weeks, my wife and I. We went over to the Pacific Northwest. Went to Seattle and down to Portland, over to Walla, Washington, back to Seattle. We had a great time, saw a fantastic countryside. Did hiking in the woods, went to, Hurricane Ridge in the Olympic National Park, Hoh Rainforest, Mount Rainier. It was just fantastic. We had a great time. Anyway, while I'm out west and I'm in a new place, you got to see what records are available. We're all addicted. So we were in this small town called Port Townsend. Small, I mean like maybe 2,500 people in the town. And they had a record store there. And it looked like, I guess originally it was instruments and stuff with some records. And now it's basically mostly records with some instruments. And in a small town of like 2,500, he had a great selection of records. So I'll show you a couple of things I found. I'm digging through the jazz section, and the first thing I find is Mose Allison. Whoop, the reflection there it is, Mose Allison. This is called the Modern Jazz Premiere Transfiguration of Hiram Brown. Piano, I haven't listened to it. Vocals and piano styling, so I assume it's just him with piano singing. And I never saw this one before. I didn't know he recorded for Columbia. But as I turned it over, I look on the back, and looks like it's a signed copy. I can't imagine anyone signing his name. I mean, trying to counterfeit Mose Allison's name. I can see them trying to fake John Coltrane or Miles Davis or John Lennon, but I find it hard to believe it's not an original. I looked it up online to see other copies of his signature, and it looks pretty real. So that was pretty cool. Mose Allison, big Mose Allison fan. And I'm looking around, all of a sudden I'm still in the jazz section, and I see Bill Evans. This is a nice compilation. This is with Scott LaFaro and Paul Motion. 2 records. One record was recorded in 1959, one 1961. In decent condition for sure, on Milestone Records. Nothing special there, but it is a demonstration not for sale. So I had to grab that. Still going through the jazz section of this one store, and I see this. There was a movie called I Want to Live with Susan Hayward. I guess it's about a bad girl who gets accused of a murder and gets sentenced to death row. And the movie, I guess, is how a newspaper reporter finds the truth that she wasn't guilty and tries to get her out. But when I saw the lineup of the soundtrack, Jerry Mulligan, Shelly Manne, Art Farmer, had to have it. The movie, I think, was 1959 or so it's around that era. But yeah, I Want to Live soundtrack. Jerry Mulligan, Shelly Manne, Art Farmer. All right, so I'm digging through the jazz sections, and this record pops up, and I go, that's not a jazz album. And really, the only reason I know this record is because people have shown it on the VC and have talked about it. Otherwise, I never would have known anything about it. But as soon as I saw it, I said, this is something. So I grabbed it, and it's Morgan, which is a 1969 Psych album. Morgan. And I wasn't sure if it was an original or not, but then someone pointed out it has a hole punch in it. And the next repress was like in the 90s, late 90s. And I don't think they were doing close-up cutouts in the late 90s. So I'm pretty sure it's an original. I haven't listened to it yet. Needs deep cleaning. But it's on ABC Probe, looks like. Label. ABC Probe. So it's supposed to be some really great deep psych, and an original, if this is an original, which I think it is, like $125 or something. So really happy for that, to dig into that. Then we went down to Portland, Oregon, and I went to Second Avenue Records because while you're there, you gotta look. And I've been looking for this record for a while. I finally gave up looking for an original. When I saw this one, I said, you know what? The price is right. I really want it. And it's Love, first album. It's a Sundazed pressing, brand new, you know, still sealed. So I was really happy to grab this. It sort of completes my collection of original Love albums. I got all 3 or 4 of them. So yeah, on Sundazed. There's the Sundazed label. So really happy to get that. And then I was sort of just looking around. I was looking for Tom Waits' Hardest Saturday Night, which is one of the early Tom Waits I don't have. And this popped up, and I never saw this before. Didn't know anything about it. But turns out it's a unauthorized, I don't know if you call it a bootleg or just an unauthorized copy. It's called Tom Waits' Gun Street Boy, the Bridge School Benefit Broadcast. And this was from 1999, October 30th, 1999. Recorded at the Bridge School Benefit Shoreline Amphitheater, Mountain View, Georgia. So, looking forward to this. This has Hold On, Chocolate Jesus, 16 Shells from the 30-06, Tom Schubert's Blues, Innocent When You Dream. So all great songs that I love, but have them live should be good. Then we went to Walla Walla, Washington, and I went to a place there called Hot Poop Records. I usually don't talk badly of record stores. This was the most expensive record store I've ever seen in my life. I looked around for 10 minutes and I said, I'm out of here. So I left, went down the street. There happened to be a Goodwill there. Being Mr. Goodwill, I stopped in, and what do I find? Doc Watson. Out in the country. Again, on Quicksilver Records Intermedia. I didn't know this one in particular, but Doc Watson's always good in my book. Great guitar picker, one of the best. So I was really happy to pick this up for $1.99. Doc Watson. Then we head back to Seattle, and when I got to Seattle, I got together with the internationally known record collector and YouTube star, Mazzy. So I met Mazzy for lunch. We had a great lunch, had a beer, hung out, talked. Then I went back to his house, and he let me dig through the Coleman collection, or what he has left of the Coleman collection. Lots of boxes of records. And he gave me good deals and everything. We listened to his music for a while. We hung out. It was great. We had a really good time. I want to give a tip of the hat and a thanks again to Mazzy for putting up with me for the day. So digging through Mazzy's, through the Coleman collection. First one I found, or one I really needed, is Miles Davis. And this is Sextet, Someday My Prince Will Come, with Coltrane, Hank Mobley, Wynton Kelly, Paul Chambers, and Jimmy Cobb. Because the cover is so ripped up there, he gave me a really good deal on it, and it looks like to be in really clean condition. Nice 6-eye Columbia. So Miles Davis Sextet. Next jazz album I found, one I've seen, never heard, but I've seen this one on and off for years, and decided now's a good chance to grab it. It's a Charles Lloyd Quartet, live at the Fillmore Auditorium, so it must be Fillmore West in San Francisco. And this, besides Charles Lloyd, has Keith Jarrett, Ron McClure, and Jack DeJohnette. How could you go wrong? I don't have a date on when this was recorded. September 66. Gonna be somewhere around there, 66, 67. As you see the hippy-dippy cover. Charles Lloyd on tenor sax, obviously. Keith Jarrett piano, Ron McClure on bass, and Jack DeJohnette doing drums. So looking forward to digging into this one. And saw another one by this gentleman. I have a lot of his albums. I just showed one, but I had to have another. And it's Bill Evans. This is You Must Believe in Spring. Promo copy. Not white label. Just a regular Warner Brothers copy. But it's with Eddie Gomez and Elliot Zygmunt on drums. 1977 recorded, August. So I'm assuming it's a very typical Bill Evans, beautiful piano playing. And then, of course, I saw this and I can't walk away. Nina Simone at Newport. 1960. Trouble in Mind, Porgy, Little Liza Jane, Nina's Blues in the evening by the moonlight. Fantastic. In stereo, Colpix. The Colpix label. Mono would be better. I'll take what I can get. All these records are pretty damn clean. This is a repress on Sundays also that Coleman had bought fairly recently, I assume. And it's Albert King, The Big Blues. I have a bunch of Albert King, but this is just one that has escaped me for a while. So it's a brand new, I mean, it sounds like he played it once on King Records. I played this one immediately, brand new. It sounds fantastic. Albert King, The Big Blues. Speaking of blues, for some reason I have no Elmore James in my collection until now. So now I got this nice double LP, The History of Elmore James, 2-record set. A little scratch on one side, so Mazzy was nice enough to gift it to me on Trip Records. Yes, this is a little VCLT from Mazzy on this one. Thanks again to him for that. So I've got to get this cleaned up, but I think it'll be fine. Elmore James. And then I guess Coleman was buying records right before he passed away, because this showed up and I again had to have it. And it's the David Byrne from his show he did, David Byrne's America Utopia on Broadway. 2-record set. Virtually brand new. I don't think it's ever been, maybe played once or twice until I got it. It wasn't sealed, but David Byrne's American Utopia. So it has a lot of Talking Heads songs on it, which I'm sure we all know, but I'm a big Talking Heads fan, so I'm really looking forward to digging into this a little more. He has Don't Worry About the Government. I should watch Everyone's Coming to My House, Once in a Lifetime. Blind. Ends up with Road to Nowhere, so that's pretty cool. Live on Broadway. There's another one sort of not worth a lot, but just sort of interesting. I don't have Last Waltz. I used to have it way back in the day, but I don't have the Last Waltz. So this is like a compilation 1 LP set, and it includes Out of the Blue, Helpless with Neil Young, Further Up the Road, Eric Clapton, Tora Laura Lie with Van Morrison, Caravan Van Morrison, Up on Cripple Creek, Just the Band, Dry Your Eyes, Neil Diamond. I don't know what to throw that one in for. Life is a Carnival by the band, Bob Dylan doing Baby Let Me Follow You Down, and I Shall Be Released, the whole gang. So it's a promo copy, but I figured it's just interesting. I never saw it before, so I grabbed that one. Someday I'll find a nice copy of The Last Waltz, not too expensive, and I'll go for that. There's another record I saw. I've had this years ago and haven't had it, and it's still in shrink even though it's opened. John Hyatt, Slow Turnin', which is a freaking great album. Love this record. So really looking forward to digging into this more. Drive South, one of my favorite songs by him. Icy Blue Heart. Georgia Ray. I mean, it's a great album. So I'm real happy to get it to my collection in shrink. Also, let's see, where's the one I'm doing? Also found these two in shrink. Levon Helm, Electric Dirt. He put out 2 records. I think the one was Country Dirt or Acoustic Dirt, I don't know, regular Dirt album. And then he re-recorded the same album again in the Electric Band, Electric Dirt. So, big fan of Levon. He was my favorite of the band. I love the band, and he was definitely the one I looked to most. So finding a nice, clean, in shrink copy of Electric Dirt, I was really hot on that. And another one, in shrink, also virtually brand new, Paul Simon, Rhythm of the Saints. I have most of his other stuff, but this one has eluded me, and love this album too. One of the great albums. and having it in shrink, hard to say no with the original inner sleeve, etc., etc. So these are all part of the Coleman collection. Then, let's see, something a little different. Gypsy Kings. And this is the greatest hits. 2-record set. I think it's Italian, but I'm not sure. I have to check it out a little closer. There's the Columbia label. So I'll have to check that out, but I love the Gypsy Kings. If you don't know them, sort of gypsy jazz, great vocals, just wonderful music. Volare, they do a great job, love that. Bambolino, etc. The Gypsy Kings. Then, this one, promo Jeff Moldar, originally with the Jim Kweskin Jug Band, and met his wife Maria Moldar there, who is Maria D'Amato. He married her. She changed her name to Maria Moldar. This was her husband, Jeff. This is a sort of cool album. I haven't had a chance to listen to everything yet. I don't think it's white label. No, it's not. But it's a promo. Sort of cool. And sort of folk country, folk rock. So I'm looking forward. Jeff Moldar, 1975. Two more, a couple more. Johnny Burdette, Rock and Roll Trio, great rockabilly stuff. Has one of my favorite rock and roll songs of all time on it. His original version of Train Kept a Rollin', which of course the Yardbirds did and everybody else in the world has done. But this is the original. Great gatefold with all sorts of information on Johnny Burdette. Train Kept a Rollin', All by Myself, Blues Stay Away From Me, Sweet Love on My Mind, Rock Therapy, Rock Billy Boogie, Tear It Up, etc. The great Johnny Burnett. And the last one I got from the Coleman collection, The World of Them. It's a UK pressing. Just never saw a UK pressing like this. I never saw this one before. So, big Van Morrison fan and Them. So I had to grab that one. And that's what I got at the Coleman collection with Mazzy. Then the last day there, I was staying with a buddy of mine who we went to college together. And I haven't seen him since 1974 when I was 25. Okay, you do the math. Anyway, we got together. We stayed with him for a couple of days. We had a great time. After like 20 minutes, it was like we'd always been together. It was really cool. Anyway, he took us around Seattle, showed us some places. And one of the places he showed me was Easy Street Records. And great record store. Man, if I lived in Seattle, I could spend some time and money there. But we didn't have much time and money left. I didn't have much money left. I had to carry all those records I showed you back on the airplane. So I really wasn't in the mood for buying anything. But we went in, and I'm looking around, and I saw this, and I couldn't resist. I had to get it. It's R. Crumb and his Cheap Suit Serenaders. This is his first album. I have the last two. So now I have all three that he put out. Fantastic 1920s type jazz on Blue Goose Records. I love the label. Blue Goose. 1974. This was the last record I bought when I was out west. And came home a couple of days, about a week ago, and cleaned up some, didn't clean them all. But we had a great time. Once again, I want to really thank Mazzy for hosting me and putting up with me for that day. We had a great time. And if you're ever out west, you got to go check out some of those great record stores I saw out there. I know there are a lot more that I never got a chance to see. Hopefully, I'll load this up and it will come up fine. It won't be backwards or upside down. Okay, folks, everybody stay well. And until next time, peace.